Train on me when you're not strong. I'll be your instructor.
Oh, God.
I'll help you succeed on. Oh,
Wow.
it won't be long till Kerry gets tired of Jordan. But it's Training Thursday. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Training Thursday with me, Jordan Bateman, ICBA's Vice President Communications, joined as always by
Kerry Vital, Program Manager for the training.
Vital by name, vital by nature. She's exhausted.
I'm
Kerry
exhausted.
is burning the candle at all 12 ends. I don't know what that means. But she is needed a little pep there. So
I'm a little tired, so yeah.
This is the energy that we're trying to bring.
Right? Yeah, I was in Mission yesterday for career fair. That's a hell of a drive.
From
Richmond.
Yeah,
sorry, I had to add that part.
No fast way from Richmond to Mission, I can guarantee that.
No, it was hour 20 there and about an hour 45 back. It was a trek.
Yeah, that's not great. Look,
Took it out of me.
it took me half an hour to get across the Langley yesterday to take my kid to ball hockey practice. So
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Everyone was driving slow and stupid. So.
And yet, it's raining in Vancouver, shocker. And yet, apparently everyone's forgotten about that.
Yeah. Kerry, do you watch Welcome to Wrexham?
No, my husband does, though.
Okay. Apparently, Wrexham's coming to Vancouver for a friendly.
Ooh, well, there you go.
The Ryan
That's
Reynolds
cool.
bump, I'm sure, and gets to sleep in his own bed and watch his team play, which must
That's
be kind of
always
fun.
cool.
So,
Nice.
my wife, not a soccer fan.
No.
Although watched all the Ted Lassos, and because she watched
that's
Ted
a little
Lasso and
different,
enjoyed it, she started watching Welcome to Wrexham.
Okay.
And
sure.
now she's like a devotee of the series. She doesn't actually want to watch a game or have to deal with the boring 90 minutes of soccer. It's she just wants to watch the beautiful game presented in documentary form. So
I like it. Yeah. I have watched maybe 3 or 4, probably 3 soccer games in my entire life. 2 of them were Whitecaps, 1 of them was Real Madrid. And I'm pretty sure that's the only soccer games I've ever been to.
Yes, I begged my children. I was like, Jack, soccer is a game you play at recess or lunch when I don't have to watch you.
Yep. We did not play soccer as children either.
No. It's, I don't know. It's so slow developing. And I know like the nuance and the beautiful game, blah, 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 right? Anyways.
Sure.
Now, speaking of the real football, we have our ICBA Gala on Friday, May 3rd.
Ooh,
That's a week away. Sold out, but there is a waiting list, and there are a few tickets that kind of come available as we kind of reconfigure the room and whatnot. So if you want to be on the waiting list, email events@icba.ca.
Yep.
And Jenny will take care of you there. Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long are speaking. Kerry, I went down, so I'm working on the Q&A for those guys, even though...
Is there a point to doing this?
But just in case.
Anyone who attended our gala last year will know why I asked this question.
Terry basically takes your interview and drives into the ditch gleefully and then entertains the crowd, and it's great.
It was the best gala I have attended in my now 9 years at ICBA.
How dare you? Brett Favre was better, the great Green Bay
It wasn't
Packer.
as funny, though.
Brett Favre was unbelievable, and I will fight you to the death to say otherwise.
Last year was better.
We also met Brock Besser. The Brett Favre.
Oh yes, I forgot about that one.
Anyways, so I'm working on it, but I went down a whole rabbit hole because Howie Long in the 80s played for the Los Angeles Raiders, as they were at the time.
Sure.
And my all-time favorite BC Lion was a receiver named Swervin Mervin Fernandez. Unbelievable receiver.
Sure.
And he started his career in BC, kind of from the mid-'80s. Then he went to the NFL for 6 seasons, played with the Raiders.
Okay.
And, because I was looking at the teammate list of Howie Longs. And then he came back for the last, for one more season with the BC Lions. As a kid, I loved Swerve. Oh my gosh, I cannot even tell you. Like, he was just such a smooth receiver, so I just completely down the rabbit hole of Swerve and Mervin Fernandez highlights, and I'm better prepared to interview Swerve than I am Howie Long at this point. But I'll get there.
Maybe not great, but you have a week to figure it out. It is a week from tomorrow, so it'll be good.
I'll get there.
We will be fine.
It'll be all good.
It'll be great.
It'll be great. All right. Let's talk about ICB's featured course this week. It's a free information session.
Free on May the 7th, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Navigating taxes for small businesses and self-employed individuals. Very important. ICBA's membership is mostly small and medium-sized businesses, and we do have also a lot of self-employed people. So wouldn't it be great to know you're doing things right before you file your small business tax returns? And so our Canadian Revenue Agency Liaison Officer is going to join us for this hour-and-a-half webinar, and we'll explain how to avoid common errors that could end up costing you time and money. CRA does offer free support and guidance to small businesses and self-employed individuals to help them meet their tax obligations. So this is just a part of their little mandate.
So, CRA. A little interesting fact about CRA. Look, the tax man, we all get very nervous about.
Yep.
CRA has like a division, I see it's referenced here, where essentially you can request a one-on-one, like personalized visit with a CRA expert person, liaison, as they call them. And that information stays confidential. It does not spread into the rest of the organization. So if you had a weird tax thing that you wanted to ask about, you could without it, kind of leaking through to everyone else. Because obviously that's always a concern.
For sure.
In case you're like doing something wrong, no one wants to be caught on that.
Exactly.
So that is a possibility as well, and I think that's a discussion as to what this liaison officer does.
Yep.
But then also kind of walking through the 5 or 6 most common things that happen with most small and medium businesses. So
sure. It's applicable to all provinces because
Yeah.
obviously CRA is Canada-wide. So this is not just a BC-related webinar.
So 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes.
We should probably flag this for our friends at Merit Canada.
Most definitely, yeah.
And of course, ICBA Alberta, you should do this as well. And it's free. So what could be better than that?
Right, May the 7th, 11 a.m.
icba.ca/courses for all the courses, or smash the link below. It will take you directly to this one.
Exactly.
My past, I was a taxpayers advocate.
Yes,
for the
I'm
Taxpayers
aware.
Federation. And one thing they always, the CTF said is like, just make sure your taxes are 100% correct, because if anyone's likely to
Can
get
you
audited,
imagine?
it's us.
Yeah.
But the funny thing, we never did. But you know who did? So there's a company in Langley. It's kind of on Langley Bypass, and it's sort of a unassuming head office. I don't want to say who they are, but they're members of ours. And they have like 7 or 8 massive business ventures was part of it. They would always get audited by CRA because it would flag. Their revenue was so much higher than anyone else in that postal code. It would just automatically flag for them. So those guys, they always did right. They had great accountants. I knew the accountants and the CFO and the great people. They were just like, we just kind of build it into our work cycle now. We fully expect it. If it doesn't happen, we're like excited, but it fully happens.
Oh,
and it's simply because of the nuance of the postal code. The algorithm would pick them up and single them out. So.
You make too much money.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the.
That's funny.
Sometimes these CRA audits just random luck, bad luck about getting one, or there's something that flags that you're a little different than everyone else in your neighborhood. So
that's pretty funny. But register for a webinar. It'll help.
Yes, exactly. It's not going to hurt, and it's free,
exactly.
and it's 90 minutes. And if you learn one thing and it saves you thousands of dollars down the road, what could be better than that? All right, well, we talked about Gala.
Yep.
I got a Merit Canada board meeting. We're putting out a document today for Merit Canada, an analysis of the federal budget.
Nice.
Spoiler alert, it's not good. The piece is good. The budget was not good.
Yeah.
$1.2 trillion debt now. If you ever want a depressing thing, go to debtclock.ca.
Wow.
It's a real-time debt, and you can actually look at British Columbia and by provinces as well. Debtclock.ca.
That's horrifying.
$1.2 trillion debt in Canada. Not good.
Wow.
We talk about intergenerational fairness.
That's a lot.
Leaving $1.2 trillion in debt to my children and grandchildren, that ain't very fair intergenerational.
No, that's not ideal. Oh dear.
All right, and the last thing, you watch anything interesting on Netflix?
No, I actually haven't really been watching anything lately. I haven't been home very much,
so
to be fair.
So busy.
But I'm actually currently reading a very interesting book. The author Salman Rushdie, who almost got assassinated a couple years back.
I think the bounty's still out on him.
Probably. So he wrote a book about his experiences, and it's very, very good. It's called Knife, which makes sense because he was stabbed. But yeah, it's a very, very good book. Kind of a tough read for some parts, but it's very well done. So that's currently what I'm doing.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of stabbing victims in the world?
He really should be, right?
Monica Seles, she'd be there, the great tennis player.
That's true. But yeah, I probably should be. But yeah, highly recommended.
I feel like I feel like next week you'll come back with the Mount Rushmore for me of 4 stabbing victims.
Most likely, yes.
Okay,
we'll talk about this.
It's always good to have a true crimer in the office. All right.
Exactly.
icba.ca/courses for everything we do. The button below for this information session, May 7th, 11 to 12:30 Pacific. And we will see you all next week.
We will.